Right then, so hey guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here for part 20 in this Motorsport Manager Let's Play. Now, the last part, which was put up a couple of days ago, obviously I won the Formula Asia Championship, and now we're on to the final Tier 3 Championship, the American Racing League. And obviously I won $16 million from the Formula Asia Championship, and I did say, shall I upgrade my young driver program? I didn't really think it was much of a question, but yep, a couple of people in the comments did say that I should upgrade my young driver program, so I will do that at the expense of $11 million. But also, a comment did also say Aaron Fisk, who's at the bottom here, he's 20 years old. Now, once a young driver gets to 20 years old, that's it. Their driving stats aren't really going to increase any further, if at all. And also, it means they're going to leave the academy soon anyway. So it's either, basically, once they get to 20, it's either get them into your main team ASAP or get rid of them. But as you can see, his driving stats are terrible, and we need to make room for new people in the young driver academy. So we'll get rid of him because he's got no potential. So we got Megan Top Lady, we'll keep her there. And now our young driver program is a level 6. We can scout 3 people. So we can have 3 young drivers simultaneously, and I think once it's level 8, we can have 4 simultaneous young drivers. So yep, so that's good. So obviously we'll get some good drivers developing through here, which hopefully should come in time for when we start Tier 2. So yeah, that's great. So our young driver academy, by far and away the best thing in the team currently. And so yeah, we got to, well, the pre-season for 2020. Yep, car upgrade. We'll go for the design upgrade. I'd rather increase the speed of the car than the reliability and tyre wear, really. 43 days. Yeah, more pointless popularity stuff. And then what's the last thing going to be? Another popularity thing, okay. And then that's that. So, yep, the 2020 season has started in the American Racing League. I want to get a new title sponsor. Penguin Toys, why not? Yeah, so that's that, I think. So, yeah, where is the first race? I believe Texas, I think it said. Round 1 of 9, and bearing in mind I'm doing all 9 rounds in this episode. Yep, at Texas, so let's see how that goes. Okay, so after about 2 seconds after cutting away, I've been given another upgrade dilemma, so that's nice. And I'm thinking the manufacturing upgrade, normally I get the more expensive one, but our cars kind of reach a glass ceiling. So I think if I spend $1.8 million on the aerodynamics upgrade, I don't know how much it will actually improve the car's pace. So on that logic, I'm going to increase the manufacturing because I know there's more room for growth on that field. Well, I'm baffled by how slow we are at the moment. We're 1.5 seconds off the quickest team, which seems to be completely dominant. Oh no, it's actually 2 people. It's actually Apex and Northern Engineering. Okay, so I think as a whole, we seem to be the quickest team. Because it seems to me Apex, because one of their drivers is 1st and the other one is 5th. So it seems like they've got a very rigid driver 1, driver 2 structure. Same for Northern Engineering. Where is the other one? Oh, 2nd and 13th. Okay, so I think overall we're arguably the quickest team. But I don't know, Apex especially. Yeah, if Darval is going to be that dominantly quick, I think we're going to need to hope that he has some reliability issues, I think. Yeah, we haven't done very well. We're in 5th and 6th. And it's 1 from each team ahead of us. So, overall, as a team, we're not doing too badly, but there's still an Apex in 3rd and 8th, Northern Engineering in 2nd and 6th, and we are actually in 5th and 8th, Marissa Richardson dropping down a few places at the end there. Yeah, we really did not do very well that race. Brody Van Der Zee won the Texan Grand Prix for Bang Racing. I'll tell you what, there does seem to be a lot of teams. I'm pretty certain someone commented this a few episodes ago saying that, oh, the American Racing League's a good one because there's a lot of, there's no clear dominant team, but I don't know, I don't really know how much of a good thing that is. We're 4th, I don't really know what to make of that. Just hopefully, as long as we can move up the field slightly as the championship goes on, then, well, that would be great. I will be honest, this is one of the strangest championships I've competed in. So we qualified 6th and 7th, I think. But now, you know, both Northern Engineering's are up there, both Bang Racing's are up there, but Apex seem to have a massive performance gap. But look at this. I mean, talk about the performance gap for the entire field. So first of, you know, the top 3 separated by 8 tenths. Then there's 1.1 second gap between 3rd and 4th. Then between 7th and 8th, so us and Heat and Tech, you're talking over 3 seconds. And then there's such a massive performance gap. Heat and Tech are in, you know, a field of their own, because then there's like a 2.5 second gap between them and Zach Autosport. And the gap between first and last is 18 seconds. 18 seconds! I mean, the gap between both Northern Engineerings is 5 seconds. It is such a strange championship. So this race at Durango, it has fared slightly better for us. We're in 3rd and 4th. We've got 1 Apex car and 1 Northern Engineering car ahead. But we have got 1 Apex car right behind, well, I'd say right behind, not too far behind, and catching up rapidly. But I think, yeah, we are going to stay ahead of them just about. As we come around the last corner. Yep, that Apex car really not too far behind. Its undoing really was doing a stop extra than us two anyway. So we came 3rd and 4th. So I think we've outscored all of the teams apart from Apex. Well, let's have a look. Oh yeah, of course, we've gone to the podium as well. That's nice to see. Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, because one of the Northern Engineering cars crashed out. That did actually help us quite a bit, actually, because that Northern Engineering car was running away with it until Van Dusen crashed, or Van Duysen. Anyway, yeah, so how does Drivers' Championship I never care about? Yeah, okay. Well, we're up to 3rd. We're only 3 points behind Northern Engineering. And actually, we're tied of Bang Racing, actually. But yeah, still a very interesting championship. Right then, so I just made a load of changes and stupidly forgot to record them. But I'll go back through what I did. Is I got rid of my head of manufacturing and head of aerodynamics. Because, as you can see, 66, 66 for the head of aerodynamics and 65, 67 for the head of manufacturing. Those are good stats. The engineer market has improved quite a lot since the last episode, so I got rid of our old engineers to get some better ones. That means our car performance has gone up from 60 to 61. Plus also, drivers, I got rid of Marissa Richardson to get Megan Toplady. She was in our Young Driver Academy, and her stats were the low 60s at the start of the episode, and now they're the low 70s. And I'm pretty certain her stats would continue improving massively. But we need some pace instantly. We just need some quick, instant pace, and I think she is the one to get us results. Because as I said, she would develop a lot, but we need performance now, because I don't really want to do 2 seasons in the American Racing League. So we'll get her in, and the reason I got rid of Richardson rather than Powell is because, well, Powell has been the better driver so far this season. He's won a championship, and on the results screen, which obviously it won't show anything now, his results were better than Richardson. So yeah, it just made sense to get rid of Richardson. Plus also it was cheaper to buy out her contract than it was Powell's. So qualifying at Long Beach, and things are looking good. Megan Toplady setting purple sectors. Powell really not too far behind with 1.5 hundredths of a second at Long Beach. I don't remember Long Beach ever looking like this. I mean, I can see the beach, and the track's quite long, and I guess the beach is long, but this is not Long Beach as we know it. But anyway, I think we've actually got the top 2 steps. Well, top 2 steps, I mean the top 2 in qualifying. This isn't the race yet. And yeah, we've absolutely dominated it. It was just a case of getting some new engineers, and that's all we needed. I would say Megan Toplady had something to do with it, but with Powell being so close on performance, I just think the car, even though we made very minor changes, I thought, Apparently it's had a massive difference. Right then, so coming up to the end of the race at Long Beach, and we're first and second, we've just completely run our own race. We were challenged by Northern Engineering quite a bit, but I think we did do a better strategy because they spent a lot of the race on hard tyres. We spent all the race on soft tyres, and we both did 2 stops. But yeah, I think our strategy was better, although we did have to conserve the tyres for the entire last stint. But a 1-2. And also, the good thing is we're starting to meet sponsor objectives, which hopefully means we'll start making a profit again. We haven't done that for a long time. I don't know, I mean, maybe a couple of seasons ago, I think, when we were in the European Racing Championship. I think that was the last time we were making a profit. But there you go. Megan Top Lady completely dominated Powell, who completely dominated in fact, actually, Northern Engineering didn't even get 3rd and 4th because there was a Bang Racing car in there as well. Okay, so I think we should be leading the Constructors' Championship now. And also Powell making a charge for the Drivers' Championship. Yep, 14 points ahead, and Apex have dropped off. Northern Engineering are now the second quickest team, but there's kind of a massive battle. Apex, Northern Engineering, Bang Racing are all kind of in it with us, so who knows, it could be a 4-way scrap, but I think with our recent upgrades, yeah, I think we hopefully now will take the championship. If there's one thing I've learnt from this championship, and that is no advantage is ever prolonged. Both Apex cars are now in 1st and 2nd. We've got a Northern Engineering car ahead of us. We're still looking alright for pace, but yeah, Apex now seem to be on top. And I swear, the pace for each team it just is like a track by track thing, because I thought we were dominant, but maybe Long Beach just suited us, because Maryville, yeah, it isn't giving us the same kind of results that we saw at Long Beach. As you can see, Megan Top Lady pretty much 20 seconds ahead of Darval at Apex as she wins the Maryville Grand Prix. Power's going to come in 3rd. Not too far behind Darval, but there you go. So, there you go. And the rain, it was predicted to come, but not until way after the race ended. As you can see, it says it's going to come in about 12 minutes. But there you go. So, we seem to have better race pace, but I think it's because in all of the races, or most of the races recently, I just go on the soft tyres all the time. I tend not to use the hard tyres unless it's a really long race, so i.e. over 20 laps. But, you know, if it's less than 20 laps, like that one was only 16 laps, I'll just go on the soft tyres for the whole race. And it's that strategy which seemed to have saved us, both in this championship and in Formula Asia. Right then, so that's what is basically the only true-to-life, accurate depiction of a track. Megan Top Lady has just knocked off Powell as the quickest driver in qualifying. But yeah, I mean, this is basically the only track that is accurate to its real-life counterpart, apart from Monaco. But yeah, anyway, regardless, we've absolutely dominated qualifying. I think, yeah, half a second ahead. So hopefully, if both of our drivers can get off to a good start, not lose a ton of places, we should win this one. And I do normally like Indianapolis on this game. It's normally quite an easy one to win. So skipping on towards the end of the race, things are looking very good. We are in a 1-2 position. I thought Megan Top Lady would win. I wasn't so confident Powell would take 2nd, but he is in 2nd, comfortably actually, about 30 seconds ahead of the guy behind. But that's because if you look, most of the people have done a 3-stop. In fact, one guy did a 4-stop. But I just did a 3-stop, soft tyres all the way, and as per usual, I did more laps on my tyres than the other teams did. I think the other teams did 7 laps on their soft tyres, and I extended out to 9 laps. They could only just about do 9 laps, but they did 9 laps nonetheless. And Megan Top Lady's going to win at Indianapolis. I would say the Indy 500, but there's only 35 laps, so yeah, there you go. Power's going to come through in 2nd. I think that's why this race is so easy, is because you can always do more laps on the soft tyres, and that means that the AI either go on the slower hard tyres, or they do more stops. I think that's why it's always such an easy race to win. But any track where you can do the same amount of stops as the AI, but only go on soft tyres, is an easy track. In fact, I don't often use the hard tyres, as I said, unless it is a long race. So, yep, Constructors' Championship, we're a good 57 points ahead. And yeah, I think I think we are dominating this one now. I mean, I know Northern Engineering, Apex, Bang Racing, they were threatening us, but Bang Racing are out of it. And I think we've got a comfortable advantage over the other two teams. And I left Indianapolis thinking we were dominant. Well, Seattle would prove otherwise. I mean, Top Lady's only 1/10 off of both Apex cars, but yeah, Apex now seem to be firmly back on top. Just hopefully it can be the tyre strategy in the race that puts us on top, because that's been our saving grace in this championship and the last one. The cars behind us still, they're still on the soft tyres, so we're going to win by over a minute. I don't understand, I mean, I don't quite know what that was all about, really. I mean, anyway, we got a 1-2 regardless. Who was actually behind us? So, so Northern Engineering, Apex. Okay, so a mix. It was Northern Engineering, Apex, Bang Racing. So there's no clear second best team that race. Yeah, and Top Lady's leading the Drivers' Championship. So, Powell, who won the European Racing Championship, came second in Formula Asia, just behind Van Slick. I believe he's going to come second in this championship now as well, because unfortunately for him, we brought in Top Lady, and yeah, she's completely dominating Powell. And the Constructors' Championship, yeah, we're a good way ahead. You know, we're 79 points ahead, and yeah, we've won it. We've won the championship. It will be an interesting battle between Northern Engineering and Apex, which, oh, who knows who could come out on top out of that. Oh no, our head of aerodynamics, her contract has run out. Right, okay, so Francisco Morris, goodbye. You were quite good, and you were our best engineer for a while, but I just know there's better ones on the market, so, well, no, having said that, geez, I may as well have kept her, because the market for engineers has declined significantly. We'll get Jason Groot, who's just as good as Francisco Morris. I feel bad for Francisco now. She lost her job, and there wasn't even anyone better, so we may as well have kept her, but, well, there you go. Right, so another interesting qualifying. Darval takes pole position once again. He's done that quite a few times this year. Van Dusen for the Northern Engineering team, he is in second. We're third and fourth, so again, we're doing well as a team. I guess that's one good thing we can say about PSL Jordan this season is, as a team, we've been very consistent. Whereas Apex Northern Engineering, as I said at the start of the season, they must use a driver 1, driver 2 format, because there's no way that Darval is genuinely 2.1 seconds quicker than Guloi. I guess that's how you pronounce it, yeah, because it must just be that Darval is the favoured driver at Apex. Well, I'll tell you what, the mixed conditions at this race really have thrown up an interesting result. It's almost like the Assen MotoGP all over again. The race started off dry, then it was extremely wet for a while, and now it's ended up bone dry. We were ahead of Darval, but he went onto the hard tyres, which was probably a good call from him, and he pitted one time less than us. I think he started on the hard tyres, which meant he only pitted once. Well, no, he only pitted... No, he didn't pit before we went onto the wet tyres, so that's how he's taken first. Basically, he did a better strategy. We were best of the rest, Top Lady and Power. I think as everyone else did... Yeah, everyone else who's close behind us did 3 stops, apart from Darval. So Darval, he had a good strategy there, but we got second and third nonetheless. Yeah, very interesting race. It was bone dry, soaking wet, bone dry in the space of 18 laps. Anyway, and that was at Toronto. So Toronto, I thought this was the American Racing League, and apparently we're in Canada now. Oh, okay, so Powell's just gone quicker than Top Lady in qualifying at Arizona. I mean, this does sort of look like Arizona in the sense that it's really arid and dry, but there's a lake or a sea or some body of water just up to the top left, so I don't know, this is sort of Arizona but with a massive body of water nearby, so I don't quite see how, I don't know, it's just slightly interesting geography of this place. There we go, so that's that. So who came? So we got Apex and Northern Engineering right behind us, but We're still looking pretty good in qualifying. Well, I mean 1.4 seconds ahead of Darval, so hopefully we should get a decent result in the race. Well, we're on the last lap of the Arizona Grand Prix, and once again this has been a complete... Well, I say once again, but this race has been particularly boring. We've led it from the start, we've taken a 1-2, Top Lady just won up from Powell in the end. And again it was just going on the soft tyres for the entire race, which gave us that 26-second lead at the end. The hard tyres are definitely... They're not bad because they are useful in certain situations, but most of the time the soft tyres are just better. A Drivers' Championship, Powell could theoretically win the Drivers' Championship still. I mean, what he's going to need is Top Lady to retire, and bearing in mind our car reliability is amazing because the manufacturing stat is really high, so the chances of her having a reliability issue are slim, and then Powell will need to win. And then Constructors' Championship, we've already won it. We've already won the American Racing League. I think we won it in the last race actually, but regardless, now we have officially definitely won the American Racing League in 2020. PSL Jordan. We just won out from Apex, Northern Engineering and all the others. Right, so coming up to the end of qualifying at New York, what a good place to hold the final race of the American Racing League. New York. And we qualified second and third, I believe, but we met the sponsor objective, which is good. So that's fundamentally all that matters at this point. And for once, actually, it wasn't Darval who's the quickest Apex driver. It's Galoy. I just don't understand Apex. They don't... Well, Darval's normally the #1 driver, but sometimes it's Galoy. And... I don't know. I just don't quite understand how Apex operates, really. Right, so at the start of the final race of the season, and once again, Powell has got off to a shocking start. He always does. I mean, I guess that kind of comes with his driving stats. I believe one of the stats is a starting stat. I don't know, but obviously, the worse the driver is, the worse the starts are going to be, and it's probably one of the most crucial stats overall. One weird thing I will say about this track, New York, it doesn't look a lot like New York to me. Only because New York, I mean, I've never been to New York, but the streets are all in a grid layout. And there's curves in this. There's no way could you have a curve in a New York track. You'd have to, like, drive through a building or through some kind of central park to have a curve in the track. So how on earth... I don't know, but anyway, there are curves at this New York track. I don't know, it doesn't seem a lot like New York to me. She's coming round the last corner, challenged by Galver, but I think she's going to do it. There you go, now she's won the American Racing League Drivers' Championship. Powell is in 5th. He's doing okay, I guess. So he's doing alright, but I mean, his driving stats, we all know he's doing, you know, in comparison to his teammate, considering the wide gulf in driving stats, he is doing alright. So yep, so there you go, 9.5 million people watched the final race in that championship. Obviously the TV audience is going to go up massively once we move up a tier as well. So yep, that's all good. Drivers' Championship, yep, Megan Top Lady has taken the Drivers' Championship. It would have been Powell. Obviously Powell won the European Racing Championship, but no, this time it's been Megan Top Lady. But considering the golfing driving stats, yeah, there's no surprise there. Although she, yeah, and actually, having said that though, Megan Top Lady, she didn't even do all of the season. Of course, she only came in 2 races in, just like Marissa Richardson came in 2 races into the season last season. So actually, Megan Top Lady, to win the Drivers' Championship, having not done the first 2 races, is a massive achievement. Constructors' Championship, yeah, we're on 321 points. Northern Engineering, they got second in the end, just about beat Apex by 4 points. So it was quite a difficult championship at the start, and then suddenly things just massively turned in our favour right at the end. Right, so we'll end the season and we'll get another $16 million prize money, and we already had $1 million in the bank, so there you go, there's our trophy. So we got another trophy now, that's the 5th trophy we've won. Oh, the international... we'll do the International Racing Championship. I don't think it makes any difference. Yeah, we'll go to the International Racing Championship. That's an 11 race season. What I'm going to do for that season is I'm going to do half of the season in one episode and the second half in another, just like I did for the previous championships a few episodes ago. So I'll do 6 races in the first episode. Well, 6 and 5. I don't know which way round I'll do it, but either way, yeah. So that's we got 17 million. Oh, we've got money. How much is? Oh, and we've got young drivers. Why is all this a surprise? This shouldn't be. They're developing well. There's no point getting rid of any of them. Well, there's definitely no point getting rid of Top Lady. Powell, we may as well keep him in for at least a couple of races. Actually, I don't know how long his contract's got left. Oh yeah, how much is an upgrade? 14 million to upgrade our young driver program further. What about a headquarters upgrade? 8 million each. Okay, so we could get 2 headquarters upgrades or the young driver program. I don't know actually. I guess maybe the headquarters, because that's the one that's got the bigger room for improvement. So yeah, maybe I'll probably go for the headquarters upgrade, but be sure to let me Be sure to let me know, guys, whether I should get the headquarters upgrade or the young driver upgrade. And also, oh yeah, football predictions. I mentioned that, and I never actually got round to it. I will quickly end off the episode by giving some more football predictions, which I'm sure will be proved wrong. So Poland, Portugal, that's a tough one. I reckon Portugal will just about edge it there. Wales, Belgium, I hope Wales win it, but that could be a tough one. I reckon Wales might just win it, but I don't know. Who knows about that? I hope Wales win it. I don't know whether they will though. Then obviously Germany, Italy. I would have said Germany, but judging by how well Italy did against Spain, yeah, who knows? I'll still stick with Germany, because before the tournament started, I thought it was either going to be Spain or France who would win it. Spain have been knocked out by Italy, but Germany have also been looking good recently, so I'll say Germany are going to win it, because I reckon they could well win the tournament now. And then France v Iceland, well, France easily. Well, not easily, who knows? Iceland have been very good, but I'll say France, but who knows really. I still reckon France will win the tournament. Since Spain have been knocked out, France, I'd still put my money on France, but who knows. Germany and Italy have both been looking very good, but of course only one of them can go through. Anyway, yeah, so enough of that. That's been part 12 of Motorsport Manager. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like, comment on what I should spend my $17 million on, and I'll see you guys next time for... What are we even doing? Is it the International... Yeah, the International Racing Championship, yeah. So I'll see you guys then.